Edirne is the beauty of the Balkans, Istanbul's big brother, and the true friend of Anatolia. Edirne is a poetic city settled on boundless and undulating plains located in the watershed of the confluence of the rivers of the Tunja, Meriç, Arda, and Edirne in the east of Europe. Visited by people from all over the world, Edirne is a symbol of peace, a reserve for the masterpieces of our country, a historical mirror for today, sets you out on a journey to both the depths of history and the immensity of tomorrow. A short outing to Edirne will mesmerize you with its natural beauty, warm you with its friendly, good-natured people, and refresh you by the rivers embracing the city. Founded by the Roman Emperor Hadrian, Edirne was an important city in ancient Rome and the Byzantine Empire for more than 1,000 years. A new era began for Edirne after its conquest by Hacı İlbey, a commander of Murat Hudavendigar in 1361. As of this date, Edirne was the capital of the Ottoman Empire for 92 years, until the conquest of Istanbul. You may experience a different value, a different period of time at each step, in each breath, and at every moment you spend in Edirne. One of these is the bazaars of Edirne, which are also smelling of history. You can find fragrant fruit soaps, mirror brooms, as souvenirs in Ali Pasha, Arasta, and the Bedesten bazaars. These bazaars are often visited by guests from Bulgaria and Greece. Everything smells of history in Edirne. The Kırkpınar Oil Wrestling Festival is one of the legends that keep history alive. Kırkpınar is where the bravery of the Turks is recorded, their courage is recounted, and their power is manifested to the world. Kırkpınar has been the field of conquest for the Turks for centuries. Koca Yusuf, Kel Aliço, Adalı Halil, Kırkdereli, Çolak Mumin, the most celebrated wrestlers of all time in Turkish wrestling, had all been brought up in this field of conquest. The Kırkpınar Oz host bravery and courage, entreat and bestow the announcers' praise on the wrestlers. Trumpets and shrill pipes, exuberant wrestlers wrestling with cowardice, not with each other. That is why Kırkpınar is called the Field of Conquest. Listed in UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, the traditional Kırkpınar Oil Wrestling Festival is held every year in the beginning of July in Sarayiçi district of Edirne, as a privileged city of wealth and abundance. With its fertile soil and rivers and brooks bringing this fertility since the time of its establishment, Edirne maintains its significant position today in the national economy, particularly in the agricultural production of rice, sunflowers, and wheat. Remember, we have said that every moment of your time in Edirne would be different. Among the assets that enable you to experience this diversity are the bridges of Edirne. Edirne is also known as the City of Bridges. Gazi Mahal, Saraçhane, Yıldırım, Fatih, Beyazıt, Kanuni, Yalnız Göz, and Meriç bridges merely embrace the city. Our bridges that are still standing today let you cross to the other side for a journey through time. Each one like a necklace, the bridges of Edirne in fact bridge the gap between hearts starting from Selimiye, reaching to Mecca, Jerusalem, Baghdad, Urfa, Konya, Bursa. Edirne is also famous for its blues as well as its history and greens. It has the cleanest sea and coastline of the Aegean. It is one of the cleanest regions of the Aegean Sea due to the abundance of rip currents in the Saros Gulf. Golden yellow sand and spectacular phosphorescence of the Saros, Erikli, and Enes beaches offer you several holiday alternatives. The first and the only submarine museum of the world in Saros merely enchants you by revealing the mysteries of the underwater world. Lodgings and caravanserais also have an important place in the historical fabric of Edirne. Edirne has been a common passageway for caravans throughout history due to its location. Taşhan, Devecihan, Rustem Pasha Caravanserai, Ekmekçizade Caravanserai have served many merchants, pilgrims, shortly every visitor in need of accommodation for centuries. Turkish baths are yet another element which complete the historical configuration of Edirne. Highly appraising hygiene, the Ottomans raised many beautiful baths in Edirne. Sokolu, Mezit Bey, and Sultan Selim Palace baths have remained standing and still offer service today. The Medrasa with the clock and Pekler Medrasa of the past and primary, secondary and high schools and Trakya University of today have always turned Edirne into a city of science and knowledge. Trakya University provides services for nearly 35,000 students with 10 faculties, 4 institutes, 4 academies, and 9 vocational high schools in 8 separate campuses. Anywhere you turn your head, you set your eyes on history and take a journey through time in Edirne. Artwork which will enable you to experience this journey more vividly is exhibited at the ethnographical, archaeological, and Turkish Islamic art museums, where you will travel to a different civilization. The territorial defense of Edirne for 155 days during the Balkan War was performed in the Kıyık and Hıdırlı bastions. The memorial, named after Şükrü Pasha, who heroically defended Edirne in the Balkan War, and the Kıyık bastion welcome their visitors today as museums. Edirne hosted different populations and cultures, especially in the pre-Republican period. Muslims, Christians, Jews, Greeks, Bulgarians, Armenians, and Wallachians all have lived together in Edirne. The Edirne Palace, known as the Saray-ı Cedid, was commissioned by Sultan Murat II on the west bank of the Tunca. After his death in 1451, his son Fatih Sultan Mehmet assigned the architect Shahabeddin to complete the construction works, and the palace was used by the Ottomans for 425 years, together with Topkapı Palace in Istanbul. It is known that the Edirne Palace was used until the 19th century and included 117 rooms, 21 divan chambers, 18 baths, 8 small mosques, 17 large gates, 13 wards, 4 cellars, 5 kitchens, and 17 pavilions of the Edirne Palace. It is not the large number of rooms that makes the Edirne Palace unique and enchanting. It is the fact that it has welcomed many sultans, notably Mehmet the Hunter and their wives, despite the fact that Istanbul was the capital. Some sultans began their military expeditions from here. Even Hürrem Sultan, who had a tremendous impact on history, would come to Edirne Palace and long for Kanuni Sultan Süleyman to return to the palace from his expeditions. Edirne is a city of mosques. You can see the minarets clinging in the clouds of the skyline. Our dazzling mosques, with high historical and touristic value, are the telltale marks of the mastery of our architects. No other city possesses so many works of art and mosques. Their domes, minarets, embroideries, designs, and ornamentations merely mesmerize you. Edirne mosques, each one of which would become a great mosque in any of the cities scattered throughout Anatolia, welcome visitors with solemnity, modesty, and honor. The old mosque, constructed next to the Selimiye Mosque during the interregnum of the Ottoman era, takes the lead amongst these mosques. The construction of the old mosque, which began with Emir Süleyman in 1403 and was completed by Çelebi Mehmet in 1414, is one of the multiple dome mosques. The main residence is covered by 9 domes. The old mosque, which is known for its very precious calligraphy, is also famous for the Ruknu-u Yamani stone and the ambo of Hajj Bayram, His Highness. The Muradiya Mosque was commissioned by Sultan Murad II on the hill in the Muradiya district, together with the Imaret, or almshouse, and the Mevlevi Lodge. It has a single minaret. It is known for the tiles on its mihrab, or altar, which shine a light on the ornamentation and art of tile-making of the period. The three-balcony mosque is also one of the buildings built by Sultan Murad II in Edirne. Completed in 1447, the mosque is a milestone for the classical Ottoman mosque architecture with its construction of a cloister and central dome. The Beyazıt II Mosque, located in the center of Beyazıt II social complex with a palace in the silhouette of the city, is one of the most beautiful winged mosques. The mosque was commissioned by Sultan Beyazıt II and was built by architect Hayrettin between 1484 to 1488. The cloister and the elegant minarets give the mosque its plain beauty. Patients were treated, the poor fed in the soup kitchen, and medical education was given within the sanitarium included in the social complex. Darul Shifa, located in the Beyazıt II social complex, which was one of the best hospitals of the Ottoman period, was a medical institution treating psychiatric patients with elixirs and music. Another masterpiece, which is the universal memorial of our heritage, is the Selimiye Mosque, crowning Edirne, the second capital of the Ottoman Empire, which dominates history. Selimiye, challenging time with its age of nearly 5 centuries, impressing with its solemnity that stands erect, glorifying the Ottoman architecture, enchanting every viewer with its magnificence that explicitly reveals itself within the city silhouette. A unique value from its dome to minarets, its ornamentations to acoustics, this mosque is the biggest gift of the Ottoman Empire to Edirne. It should not be forgotten that the Selimiye Mosque is the indisputable symbol of Turkish Islamic architecture. The Selimiye Mosque, constructed and considered as his masterpiece by the best architect of his era, the chief architect of the palace, Mimar Sinan, at the age of 80, is amongst the masterpieces of architectural history of the world, as well as the architectural history of the Ottoman Turks. The walls of the gathering place for the Sultan are covered by the most precious tiles of the period. On the gathering place for the Muezzin are the best examples of Edirne Kare, and on its pulpit the unique marble craftsmanship can be viewed.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Selimiye is not only the masterpiece of Edirne and the Balkans, but also the entire Islamic world and the world's architectural history. Loving Edirne is loving this culture, this history, this civilization. Edirne is a heartsick love, a caressing serenity, a deep smile. Edirne is the knife-edge unity of leaving and staying, loving and separation, longing and ultimate union that dominates the entire region of Rumelia.